Alright. 4245E. Take your lockup O-ring off. Take our filler cap out. $13mm on our neutral switch. $13mm on our shifter bracket. We got 2 studs here. Go ahead and mark them where they are. $10mm on the rest. Washer back here. And then we got a shift solenoid code for this one, and this one's right here is melted. Seems to be pretty common little happenings on this transmission that these shift solenoids short out. And then you push down on your linkage and it'll pop out. I leave all my bolts in my pressure switch manifold in my pump, so I don't have to search for which ones go where. But I do lay out in the rebuild video which ones go where. Look up inside the pump, make sure it's not bad on the where the rotor goes. Other than that, I do not take the pump apart. $8mm on these. See that solenoid's all melted. And the pump shaft, make sure our splines are okay. 10mm on the plate. Check balls out of here. $8mm on the channel plate. springs behind here. You don't really need to worry about which ones go where, because the tall one goes in the top and the other two are the same. And on your accumulators, the top one has a spring made onto it. The middle one, the spring is loose, and the bottom one has no spring at all. Make sure your channel plate sleeve is not ring cut. Washer here, 8 millimeters on the input speed sensor and the bracket. I just get 2 heel bars and I pop the axle seal piece off. Sometimes it wants to be a real snot. Pop the chain off. Make sure our teeth aren't all chewed to pieces where the chain goes. Washer. And a washer here. Go ahead and pop out our wiring harness. They make a tool for this if you want to buy it. I always silicone these in anyway, so don't worry too much about if these tabs break. I almost always do. Even if you use the tool, it doesn't always save them from getting broke. So I don't worry about it too much. Where the seam is for this support, I've seen a few of these that are cracked right down in there, so pay close attention to that. Make sure we're not ring cut up in here where the ring lands are.
So I can order the
These are all rubber molded pistons in here. Make sure we're nice and soft and not missing any chunks out of it. Washer off of here. Probably should pull our pan off, but we can get it out of there without doing that. The band is burnt. Make sure our sprag is good, and it is seized up pretty much. Doesn't want to hardly turn. So we're going to be putting a sprag on that. That is really stout. Another snap ring down in here to get our spring cage out and our piston.
maguete y se to lunch with that barracuda.
Pull the snap ring off. Got the bearing there. Make sure planet's okay. No wobbling on the gears. No teeth missing. Make sure the bearing's okay. No teeth chipping there. Another bearing here. Hub looks okay. Another bearing here. And got a snap ring right here. Pop that off. Our sprag assembly comes out. Make sure we're turning clockwise, locking counterclockwise. Bearing in here. These clutches come off now. These clutches will come out. Plastic washer and bearing on the front side. Snap ring down here on this drum. You can just take this out by hand. No need to put it in a foot press. Our spring, return spring, and our retainer. Now this piston right here likes to come apart. I've seen a few of them. This one here. Pop our snap ring out. It's easier to have a hole in the table like I got over here. Just push down on this. And then let me put it over here. I'm going to end up stabbing myself. Start it out and just work it around. It'll come right out of there. Pull our spring cage out. Another piston in here. Pull our planetary out. Here's bearing on the back. Make sure we're not wobbling. No teeth missing. Bearing's okay. Clutch head. Make sure bushing's okay. I got this drum. Usually the washer sticks to it. This drum here has a lot of play. go compress this spring down and get this cage out. Our snap ring or return spring. Another molded piston in here. The band will come out. Pay close attention to right here is where it likes to break. And this snap ring here is a super pain to get out. I'm going to take the pan off. I usually come in from inside here to help get that out. Most of these are 8. Looks like somebody put one 10mm in there. We're going to be putting some heated coils in this one. This comes with the reusable pan gasket. I don't know why they put that thing on there. Our thermal valve, the filter. Our tubes here, 8mm here, and here, and 2 down on the bottom down here. Pay close attention where these are attached. They like to break off down there, and sometimes they just crack, so put your finger over one end and blow air in the other and make sure there's nothing leaking anywhere. The early models were the worst about it. Pull our servos out, 8mm. Return spring. Watch these. I have seen a couple of these little cone springs break. Alright. I get in right down here and pop that out. Usually with one of these screwdrivers. I'll leave that in there. Get down in there. Well, I'm off to the side. I'm going to have to move that to help keep that pushed down, and helps me get that out of there. Alright, we're going to be like that. Back before Snap-on changed out their screwdriver, it was a lot easier. Now if they made this not as wide down here, it's not as easy as it used to be. And this snap ring is pretty stout. I get it started over and get one of these seal pullers and get up underneath it, pull it out. Dang it. This is the hardest part about this unit is this snap ring right here. One of these instances where you want to kick the engineers out in the balls. Come on now, you're right there. Won't it be difficult? There we go. Alright, the final drive will pull out. Oh, I know what's up. I left the half shaft in here. Yeah. The half shaft stays in there. That little cup for the seal will keep you from getting the final drive out. You can just drive it out there. You can take this half shaft out and put it on the car if you want to. This is what's keeping you from coming off. It's pretty wore out too. Anyway, it's pressed onto there. Here's your bearing. Goes on the end of your final drive here. Bearing in between here. I don't take none of this out. Just check your sun gear, make sure it's okay. I leave my sprag assembly in there. I leave all this in there. There's another bearing in there. I've never seen it blown up. As long as it feels okay, you're okay. Check our final drive. Good to go. Let our case drain. Let me write this one up and go get my torque converter code. And alright, LS kit, filter, case bushing, bell shift solenoids, intermediate fourth band, torque converter 2424 1866.